Hello again, it.Hope, and welcome to another video, and this one's going to be something video game related, but it's going to be another old tech review or new tech review, whatever. And this one's actually going to be about a console I actually got in a while ago, and I was really glad to get into it. And it's actually the oldest console I actually own, and this is the Atari 2600. Now, this is actually the junior model. This isn't the original model, but this is actually the junior model. Yeah, I just want to talk about it really. So, my thoughts about the look of it is, it's quite sleek. I think for the time, it's pretty nice. Obviously, it's it's very flat. But I think it's just a nice design, I think, really. I think with the, like the silver on it, with the Atari logo and the different colours, quite look nice on it, which is good. On the front, which I'll just show you, on the front of it, you've got the on and off switch, so you have there, to turn it on and off. You got this switch, which obviously, at the time was actually a lot more useful, because obviously back when the Atari 2600 existed, or VCS depending on what you call it, a lot of people still had black and white televisions, and you could change from colour to black and white, which was, handy for a lot of people. On there you've got the cartridge slot, you just put your games there, and here you've got the options, so you can, change different options, if you want to do multiplayer, single player, whatever. And this one is just to reset. On this side, on the back of it, you've got a left controller part, obviously to plug them in. On this, you've got the difficulty. This is the difficulty switch. If you can see that, sorry. So if you want to change it from easy to difficult or whatever. This part is the power part, so you plug in, the plug-in stuff, and you put that in. This is, again, another difficulty switch for, the second player. Another part for another player, and this is to connect to the television, the cable. Nothing on that side, just, vents and stuff. Same at the bottom, they're just all sorts. There, back, and that. And then, as I said, I showed you the back of it as well, so yeah. A quite nice design, actually. I think it's really stylish, and it's pretty cool. Another thing I want to show is the controller, which is that, with you've got the button on there, with obviously the joystick, and you just got the one button there. Simple, people might think it's really simple nowadays, but for the time it was, seen as interesting, revolutionary, if you want to say that. Quite nice and stuff. My thoughts about the controller is, it's actually quite comfy, it really is. I think it feels different when you've first held it, you know what I mean? If you've ever tried an Atari, 2600 controller, it feels different, but once you get into it, it feels really nice. It's just quite nice. It really is. And, yeah, it's just a nice controller, really. One thing I want to show is the games. Now, when I usually do these videos, I never show games, and you might be thinking, well, why are you doing that? I actually don't have a lot of games for this console. I only have 5. I've not really collected or bought a lot of games since buying this, and that's why. But there are certain games I want to definitely want to play. So this is just really a one-off. I did this for the Game Gear, but for the other consoles, I've got hundreds of games that are really good, and I just can't really pick down to 10 or even 5. So that's why. So for a lot of these consoles, I have like 10 or whatever games. I usually just show them off. So I'll be showing them off now for the Atari. As I said, I've got 5 games. So the first one I've got is Pac-Man. I quite actually enjoy this game. It's really good. A little bit difficult, but it's quite a good game. I've sort of, if you want to say, rage quitted. But I never really quit the game and stuff. It's this is how it happens. But it's a really fun game. Absolutely enjoyable. Basketball. Again, another good game and stuff. As I said, basketball. Space Invaders, which is, I think, like the iconic one that everyone always goes on about. Space Invaders, I've always loved this game. Ironically, it's actually my mother's favourite game. Even though she's not really into video games, she loves this one. She used to play it in the arcades when she was a kid, as she's told me many times. Crystal Castles. And Centipede. I've played Centipede a lot. There's actually, I've mentioned about it before, the Media Museum in the town that I live. And they actually have a machine, several arcade machines that have got Centipede, different ones. One of them's actually got Centipede on it. And it's actually quite a good game. And I remember I got a little Atari collection on the DS a while ago. And I played it. It's actually a really, really good game. And I was glad to get this game. It's pretty nice. Quite a fun game. So yeah. But I want to share, the 5 games I have and stuff. But one thing I want to also share is, when I got this machine. Now, obviously, because of the year I was born, this console is pretty much discontinued. It was released in 1977, and it lasted all the way until 1992. January 1st, 1992, which is a strange day to end and discontinue your product, you know what I mean? So, obviously, I never had any memories of Atari. I never played any of Atari's consoles. And obviously, I never knew that they did anything. Until, in the original PlayStation, when they started releasing, games and stuff. I played the Pong, the remake of Pong on the original PlayStation. And I loved it to bits. And that's just how I got into it. And then, obviously, many, many games later. But I actually got this machine back in September last year. One day, basically, when I finished work, when I was working last year, I had a look around town, and I went into a shop called That's Entertainment, which is quite popular over here. I've heard online they are called, is it Music Magpie? I don't use that online, but I have heard about, the whole Music Magpie thing. But anyway, I went into the store that day, and I noticed that they had an Atari 2600. And I was like, oh my god, that looks pretty cool, that. You know what I mean? And I think a week before I actually noticed it advertised, but I didn't ask them about it. But that day when I saw the Atari 2600, I was like, oh my god, they got an Atari 2600. I never owned this console. And it came with 3 games, it was stated, and it came with 2 controllers. And they were only asking like £30, which ain't bad, you know what I mean, for an Atari, because they are pretty cheap nowadays. Except if you want it in, complete in box. But I thought, shall I get it or shall I not, you know what I mean? And I kept going, different mindsets. I thought, I want to get this, I don't know. And after a while I bought it, and I thought, I was really, really happy. So the 3 games it came with were Space Invaders, Centipede, and Crystal Castles. And I mostly played Centipede on it, and I quite enjoyed it, so I did. Obviously I had to tune it into my television, but once I got that sorted, I was hooked, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And it was nice to play, I think, the old stuff, because I've never played, and I never played the 2600 until last year, and I just had so much fun with it. I really, really did. There actually are a few games I want to definitely get. I think the E.T. one is the one I want to get as well, even though a lot of people give that game a lot of backslash. That's probably either they've never played it, or they just like to bash it, you know what I mean? But I've heard that E.T. is a really, really good game. It just came out around, it came out the wrong time, when you had the whole video game crash in America, which was a bit of a shame. But, yeah, that's my thoughts about the 2600 and stuff. I know it's a little bit of a short review and stuff, because, again, I haven't really got much for this, but there are some games I definitely will have to pick up, and, just the way it goes and stuff. So I just want to say, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to hear what, any of your thoughts about, did you ever grow up with the Atari 2600? Did you get it years after it was discontinued? Did you get it when you were a teenager, adult, whatever? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about that. So I just want to say, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you I'll see you later on. My next video will be on Friday, but I'll be doing a short video on Thursday. The reason being is because it's the anniversary of Doctor Who, and you know, for those that know, I love Doctor Who. So I'll be doing a little quick short video on the 54th anniversary of Doctor Who this Thursday coming. My next video, and then after that, will be on Friday with my Alex Francis video. I'm looking forward to doing that. And then the next video will be on Saturday. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!